very important part of car ownership, especially if you live in a wooded area or a place where you have lots of wildlife, is rodent protection. Because you know these little guys can cause all kinds of damage. So, you know, my Corvette here tends to get a lot of visitors. And so we're going to talk about how to set one of these Victor rat traps. So I'm going to start with a little bit of peanut butter. Not too much. Just a little bit on the spoon here. And then I'm just going to, it's kind of hard to do one-handed, but I'll just put some on this metal foot plate, or whatever they call that. That's what activates the trap. Right. So the next thing, when these are new, they have this little pin here, or a little staple. So I just need to remove that. If you wiggle it back and forth, it just pulls right out. So now this is free. Sorry, it's hard to do this one-handed. And then you want to set it like this. So that little rod just goes under like so. I probably used a little too much peanut butter. Pest control guy told me that you don't want to give them a meal. You just want to tempt them to take a bite. But in any case, that's what I've done. All right. So then the next thing is you want to find a spot. So I have this little inside wall here. And I know that I tend to get a lot of activity like right around here. So I want to put the rat trap like this up against the wall so that when they walk towards it, they'll step on, I can't remember what that's called, forgive me, but that's what they'll step on. And then check it, hopefully in the morning, you know, you will have caught one of your suspects. And then at that point, these traps are of course reusable. You know, just you can hose them off or whatever, or you can toss the whole thing. It just depends if you want to be frugal or if you want to do it, you know, extra fancy. You know, what happens here is we'll actually get some larger animals that, you know, they'll run away with the trap. So like, I don't even know what happens to half my traps. But, you know, I live near the mountains, so that's what happens here. One thing to consider, and the pest control guy told me this, is you can actually kind of bend this out with your thumb a little bit to make it more of a sensitive trigger. Of course, you want to be really careful as you set these because it will break your finger. In any case, I'm going to set the camera down so that I can set the trap. All right, so now that I have both hands available, and you want to be really careful, you want to make sure your fingers don't end up in the line of fire here because it hurts. So I just kind of pull it back. Sorry for the poor camera work. But pull it back with your thumb there, and then hold it with one thumb and place the rod in there. So now it is set. Of course, you can see how there's barely any contact there, so this thing will fire off, you know, really easily. Just gonna go around the front here. So you want to be really careful as you set this down. Not to set it down with too much vibration. Ooh. And then slide it very carefully. There. I'd like to get that a little closer to the wall, but I have a little bit of a ridge there on the surface, and I don't really have the wiggle room. So I think I'm going to leave that there. We'll see what happens if I end up with Mickey Mouse in the morning. I'll take another video, but that's probably going to be it. So anyway, I hope this helps. Happy hunting.